What is going on, lads? It is the Midnight Kid, and we are back with some more PES 2020 gameplay. This time we are playing as the Legends versus Sepp, who is playing as Manchester United. All the games captured at the Manchester United event by myself and Sepp, obviously. So if you haven't checked out some of his videos, he's got some good stuff up, including a 2-part series with me and him at a co-op game in which we get our arses handed to us by the superstar AI with a brilliant goal by Paul Pogba at the end. Paul Pogba at the end of that game. But yeah, also in this game as well, people have been asking me to put up the video that I recorded of Old Trafford in the daytime, and I think this is probably one of the only games that was recorded in daytime. So yeah, hopefully you enjoy this, and we get to see Old Trafford in a different lighting compared to the nighttime setting, and I think it looks fantastic. So in this video, I'm not going to be going too in depth with it. I want to make a longer video that will probably be for the purists and probably be for people that really want to know the itty bitty details and the gritty details of what has changed from not only from PES 2019 to PES 2020, but also because I've played 20 hours of E3 build. I want to kind of really go in from a technical standpoint of what I felt has changed. I will touch on some stuff, I will overview some stuff, but this is pretty much just my kind of first time watching this back, so I just want to, I suppose, talk about some very loose topics, and then I can pick in and pick out of them in the next video, which will probably be like a podcasty type episode, or maybe even a live podcast where you guys can kind of join in and ask questions in real time. So let me know in the comments below if you would like that. It will probably be on the PES Universe Twitch account or else on my YouTube live stream. So let me know what you're thinking about that in the comments if you want. But in this game, Sepp, this was his very first game, so I pretty much had like, I don't know, like 20 hours plus more kind of hands-on with the game than him. So he did find it difficult, obviously, and the biggest thing that he found difficult was the pace of the game. He was gone from playing PES 2019 online myClub War, where everything is just ping pong, everything is just kind of a mile a minute, whereas in this it's more measured, it's more methodical, there's a weightiness to the players, and I was trying to explain that to him, but until you actually get the pad in your hand, you are going to find that there is a slight learning curve this year compared to like the jump from PES 2018 to PES 2019. So the biggest question on everyone's lips to me that I haven't really answered, because I was waiting for this video when I had a bit of footage in front of me to compare it to and to showcase it to, was, has the game changed from E3 to this build that I played at the Manchester United event? And thankfully it hasn't. Now what I will say about that, and I've seen some people kind of chirp up about it from the videos and stuff, is the pace of the game and the speed of the players hasn't changed. It's pretty much exactly as I played at E3. But what has been tweaked is the responsiveness and how quick the players go through the animations. So what I mean by that is, it's kind of a political answer really from me. The game has sped up slightly in the play-by-play because of the responsiveness of the animations, and you'll see it in a goal that I score here with Maradona in a couple of minutes. Totti starts the move with some beautiful finesse dribbling. It's quick, it's sharp, it's a couple of little touches on the finesse dribbling right stick, and I just absolutely rip through the heart of Sepp's defence, and then, you know, Maradona with a beautiful finish. But we'll see that in a second. You might have seen it on the Twitter account, on the PES Universe Twitter account already, but the pace of the game and the speed of the game, it hasn't been touched. But it's more about that when you actually input what you want to do on the pad. Not that it didn't work in E3, but it felt a little bit more laboured in E3, and I did feed that back, and I said it in all the, you know, the impression videos that I did or whatever, or any of the podcasts that I've been on. I liked it, but some people were probably saying, okay, but if I'm Messi, I don't want to do, you know, I don't want a double touch to be kind of laboured or methodical. I want it to be, you know, I want to beat this guy with a perfectly placed double touch, and then bang, in the back of the net or past the player or whatever. There's a more explosiveness to the players, to the good players, as I absolutely butcher Sepp there. Like, the players kind of go through the acceleration of doing things a little bit quicker. So in the E3 build, there was a tiny kind of, and I liked it, but there was a tiny kind of like staggered, and when I'm talking about staggered, or I'm talking about delay, or I'm talking about, you know, methodical or anything like that, it's a non-noticeable thing in the play-by-play of a full match. Like, you don't notice it. I mean, it's easy to sit back here and analyze this footage and analyze it and be talking about it and, pretend that we're all Jose Mourinho's and stuff. But at the end of the day, you don't notice a lot of the pace in that when you're actually playing the game. Like as of here with Batistuta, this is a beautiful example of the new physicality. Batistuta isn't a fast player, and I just absolutely put out my arm, used the new physicality. Batistuta knows that he can get past there once he gets the yard. So there it is. You look at that. You get a yard, and he's away. He's not going to be caught. So it is kind of difficult to explain it until you're playing it, and that might sound like a cop-out, but that is the truth. Now there is one thing that I dislike. It is the floaty headers, and they need to add that option that players with a really high header ability get a lot of power and pace on their headers, because they have fixed it from E3 with the pace and the power of the passes along the ground, and the shooting has also had a touch, as you will see in just a minute with Maradona. So this is the moment I was talking about. So Totti gets the ball right here, lovely finesse dribbling, take him out of it, and then Maradona's going to make a run. This is a simple cross, or so you think. Absolutely rips, and then boom, into the top corner, curling around, finesse finishing. And one thing that you will notice in that, well, there's actually two things, but the first thing you'll notice in that, if you've played PES 2019 a lot, is that last year, if De Gea was to make that save, he would have made this really stupid superhuman animation save where he's jumped up into the top right hand corner before I've even decided to shoot. It's like scripted, not even scripted, but he's already kind of decided that it's going to go in that angle. Whereas in this, you can see that David De Gea, he doesn't react to it until it's too late, which is realistic. Do the keeper saves and do the keeper jumps look okay? Yeah, I mean, they could do with a little bit of work, being honest with you, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. I mean, the goalkeeper, it doesn't matter what he looks like when he's going to save that. He's not going to save it there. And just to slow it down here with Totti, little foot roll, little finesse dribble, and takes him out. This is all just using the right stick. And again, get a bit of space, left foot pass. Maradona, first touch, boom. Right stick, cuts inside with a little left foot roll, and then into the top right hand corner. So again, that is an impossible shot to save from David De Gea. I think it's realistic that he doesn't react as well, but let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Your input is always important as well to get the feedback going. So yeah, as I was saying before I got sidetracked with that goal, in terms of the pace and the speed and the responsiveness, in the E3 build, when you were playing the game and you were kind of pulling off skill moves and stuff, I don't think I would have been able to do that Totti move as responsive or as fluid or as natural as it looked there, and I don't think I would have been able to cut inside with Maradona as sharply either. So I think with this build that they've found a lovely balance between explosiveness of players, the acceleration of the movements, the responsiveness, and also, when you're pressing the buttons on the pad, there isn't that split-second delay like there was in E3. Now, again, when I talk about a split-second delay, people are kind of thinking like, oh, you're waiting there for the player to kick the ball or something. I don't find that. I find that if you set yourself right and you pick the right option and you open up the player's body to do a long pass, that there should be a tiny little bit of a wind-up. I suppose think David Beckham when he's crossing, where he opens up his body. It's not kind of like a toe poke. He opens up his body and he really tries to control the weight, the pace, everything got to do with the ball physics and all that. So yeah, I do love the pace, I do love the acceleration and the explosiveness of the players. You'll see in the second half here, just towards the end of this video, I score a second goal with Iniesta, and it is just an absolute peach. I know that Sepp is standing off me. I know that there's an issue or two with the defensive AI, which I will touch on when the time comes, but it just looks so nice. And the defensive AI, just to touch on that, I think it's okay. I think that it needs a small little bit of work in terms of the players need to be a little bit more clever when they are like backing off from the ball, and I'll show you what I mean in a second. And again, this video isn't going to be, and see that there again with the little dummy and stuff, and you can rewind that back if you want. This video isn't going to be my real in-depth breakdown. This is pretty much just to get the gameplay up, to show you guys what it's like, have a full match. I might upload a couple of gameplay highlights as well to let you see that from different games. But I think this could be it with Iniesta soon, but he was just absolutely doing bits with that double touch. That double touch wasn't as effective in the E3 build, and those skill moves like that weren't as effective. If people think that it's overpowered, I don't know. It's hard to know because a lot of people want to be able to use those players like Maradona and stuff. And I feel like I have to agree with them. I mean, when I was playing against Messi in the superstar level AI at E3, I was afraid when Messi or Coutinho got on the ball. When Sergio Busquets got on the ball, I wasn't afraid because I knew, okay, what's he going to do? You know, pass it into the net. Like it's kind of realistic, where you can target your strengths and your weaknesses, and you know who's going to beat you on the pitch, so you pay more attention. So it is a difficult one to know what to do with that. You know, could it be a little bit more underpowered? Maybe, but is it at a point where, you know, things like this with Iniesta's goal, Sepp is backing off, little double touch, and in the top right hand corner again, David De Gea getting fleeced inside a goal today. Is it something that they could kind of nerf and have a look at again? Yeah, sure they can. It's something that I think that they can tweak up until launch, which is why I love the fact that, you know, the game isn't going to be coming out until September, because it gives everyone a chance to get the grips with the demo. There's a little double touch, the standing leg of Lindelof. It was never going to get in the way of Iniesta in those areas, and that is a perfect showcase for Iniesta and how the new finesse dribbling works and how the new close control stack kicks into gear. So again, I will be going into a more detailed hands-on approach with this, where I'll be kind of freeze framing it, I'll be slowing it down, I'll be stopping it, I'll be analysing it. What about that for a save from Oli Khan inside a goal, point blank range? Rashford not to be on the score sheet today. And you can see Sepp is trying to make a couple of changes. He's going to go for a bit of raw power up front now, instead of the what's the word? The flair player that is Martial. He's just going to lump it up to Lukaku. So yeah, if you've got any questions, guys, let me know what the crack is. Let me know what you think about the game so far. I don't think there's... I think Sepp scores a goal at the end of this as well. So yeah, I mean, it's just really to get my thoughts up on this. I will be doing an analytic... Is it analytic or an analysis? Whichever. I will be doing an analysis of this quite soon, where, as I said, I will be kind of freeze framing it. I'll be slowing it down. I'll be showing you exactly, you know, where it can improve, exactly where it's absolutely fantastic. I mean, all the staples of PES 2019. If you were to go down through them one by one, you know, the ping pong passing, level 3 bar assist, I think has been toned down to a realistic way. Goalkeepers I thought were okay. Sometimes they kind of get a little bit caught in two minds when you're facing them with a 1v1. The defensive AI and the defensive line and the positioning of the defenders when you're playing against the AI needs to be looked at a little bit more before launch, so it'll be fed back. But attacking wise, it's going to be a really good year. As you can see there, the skills have increased in fluidity quite a bit, and I was desperate to score a corner or a free kick with Bex, but it wasn't to be, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, it's just kind of it's kind of hard to know. I mean, we played 4 hours with the game, and I wasn't going to score on Sepp there, especially in a friendly. But if that was on myClub, you could be damn sure I would sweat it across or do something cheeky. You know, as it is, you have to win. That's the end of the day. But yeah, it's kind of hard to know. Like, when you're looking at games like this, you're kind of thinking to yourself, okay, like, I'm not going to know, and you guys aren't going to know what it feels like until you actually play it yourselves. It's grand to watch videos, and it's grand to kind of hear people's opinions. That's all that I have at the moment, is my opinion on what I've played. You know, it's a massive step up from PES 2019 in terms of, like, little things coming together to create, like, a different experience. And there's another instance of the floaty headers where he just kind of, like, you know, Mr. Potato Head bobbleheads it up into the ground. But look at that for a little bit of wicked ingenious from Batistuta, and it just gets a bit chaotic then and a bit crazy. But yeah, it's not going to be too long to wait until the demo comes out. And I've heard people say that, like, there's a lot of stuff in the game that people aren't really touching on. You know, I've heard people say that the first touch mechanic kind of only works sometimes, but the first touch mechanic actually is controlled by R2, and then the finesse dribbling, I've heard people say that it's too overpowered. I've heard people say that it's too underpowered. I've heard people say that the defending is too easy and that it's easy to shut out teams. I've heard to say that the superstar difficulty is too difficult. So again, it's just about getting the right direction, getting enough good feedback back to the team, to the lads, just to kind of keep on the right path, because we do want a challenging game. We want a challenging AI. We want there to be a bit of a challenge, so that you're not picking the game up on day one, and playing it for 100 days, but you're not able to beat your friend who just decides to pick up the game at Christmas time or whatever. That's not what we want. We want to get back to the old school of PES, where it's easy to pick up and play, but it's difficult to master. So that's kind of what I've been hoping for, and I do hope that the gameplay stays as similar in pace and style as this, with a couple of additions that I've got into that in that video. So yeah, I will be doing a more in-depth video, maybe a live stream or a live podcast or something like that. Let me know if you guys would be interested in that. But for there, that is Old Trafford daytime footage, and I've been the Midnight Kid. Don't forget to like, favorite and subscribe. We'll be doing a giveaway at 10,000 followers, which is a couple of hundred off, and keep an eye on the Midnight Kid and PES Universe Twitter accounts. You'll find me there. That's it. Peace. We will have as well details on the option file and memberships and all that stuff coming soon as well. I know a lot of people have been asking me. So yeah, I'll talk to you in a bit, lads. Peace.